For a development studio that prides itself on its corporate secrets being more secure than Fort Knox Bull Lion, Rockstar has had an impressive amount of leaks related to GTA 6. One may start to assume that some of this is deliberate, seeing as though a lot seem to keep coming from inside sources. Regardless of the Rockstar employee that is seriously overdue for a sacking, we'll take you through all of the leaks so far in chronological order to showcase how long this game has been in development and the chocolate tea kettle that is Rockstar's data protection policy. In 2018, Inside Gaming spilled the beans on the first inklings of what content GTA 6 might contain. Initially derided as fake news by some fans, a Bloomberg report from 2022 confirmed the details that had been leaked 4 years prior. Project Americas was the code name Rockstar had chosen for the development of the game, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out why. It was hinted in the 2018 spill that the setting of GTA 6 would include being able to travel between North and South America. The Miami clone of Vice City would serve as one of two backdrops to the game. However, it turns out that Rockstar had bitten off more than they could chew. It seems they've dropped the South American location, as it appears to have been a bit too big of an undertaking. Another clue that was dropped that turned out to be correct was that the game would feature two main protagonists, as well as the first female protagonist since GTA's Game Boy Color port. At the time, Inside Gaming claimed that they had received this information from an inside source, leading some fans to believe that it was all smoke and mirrors. As it turns out, this inside source was correct and should probably be talking to their HR representative. Or this could have all been a deliberate drop from Rockstar all along. But far be it from us to start spinning up conspiracy theories. Think what you may. 2019. In October 2019, a store owner in Florida revealed a letter from a location scout working on behalf of Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive. The letter made the rounds on Twitter, X, and was once again slammed as being fake and of dubious origin. The shitstorm on X blew into a gale of X's news. People were Xing all over the place, with X's claiming it was legit and even more X's saying it was fake. Christ, Elon. You're about as inspired as an idle mobile game developer for a 2016 model Android. It didn't take long for the truth to actually be revealed. The letter was indeed genuine, and the location scout who had been contracted by Take-Two Interactive, Leah Sokolowski, confirmed as much in a podcast. The link to the podcast can be found in the description of this video. Leah mentioned that she was working with a large digital games developer but had signed a non-disclosure agreement requiring her not to reveal any names and details about who exactly she was working for. But eventually, it wasn't hard to put two and two together. The letter stated that the scout team's mission was to, quote, tour and photograph various interesting locations throughout the state of Florida, to inspire Rockstar's developers to build environments in their game that represents real-life environments. It went on to specify arrangements to seek permission from business owners for teams to inspect and photograph business interiors. A hint that Rockstar has put a lot of focus into building interior environments for GTA 6 to make the locations and buildings within them more immersive. 2022 Bloomberg report. In 2022, Bloomberg dropped an article stating that Rockstar had cleaned up its, quote, frat boy culture, as well as GTA itself, apparently. The company was changing its work culture and creative direction, hinting that the next GTA game would feel very different to its predecessors. While much of the focus was on the way Rockstar had previously treated its employees as basically crunch slaves to get Red Dead Redemption 2 out the door, it revealed a few details about what could be in store for players in GTA 6. Employee backlash against Rockstar and the games industry at large had given a lot more power back into the hands of the people who actually make the games that we all love to play. Hence why the previous leak of 2018 was confirmed as genuine, but the parts about there being a playable South American location had been quietly dropped, easing the burden on burnt-out development staff. A shift in culture had also bled into the game itself. Low-hanging fruit jokes that, quote, punch down would no longer be a feature of the franchise that previously had no qualms in making fun of tired stereotypes. A step in the right direction of inclusivity and to appeal to a wider audience. For those that argue that this is a Rockstar going woke, this is merely a corporate company doing what all companies do, cynically moving to broaden their appeal to a larger audience in order to sell more copies and make more money. Gamers aren't a monolith, and for every one straight white dude, there are about 10 of literally everyone else. Do the math. It's all just capitalism, baby. Also in the report, it was confirmed that GTA 6 would indeed feature a playable Latina female protagonist, the first in the franchise since the Game Boy Color port, September 2022, the big one. When people think of GTA 6 leaks, this is probably the one that comes to mind. This was the one that made all the headlines and had nothing to do with Rockstar, or one of their employees purposefully doing it. A teenage hacker from the United Kingdom who had been working with a group of online hackers known as Lapsus had broken into Rockstar servers through company Slack channels and stolen a horde of images and video files from GTA 6's development environment in an effort to ransom it back to Rockstar. At first, people were not entirely sure if the leak was real until Rockstar was forced to admit that it had suffered a network intrusion, telling the entire world that the images and videos they were seeing were indeed from the development of the next GTA game. This material was never intended to see the light of day, and yet here it all was for the internet to see. Fans of the franchise went nuts, and while Rockstar did their best to plug the leak and scrub the internet clean of the material, the cat was already out of the bag. Animations, settings, interactions, the two main characters, and even a mission sequence were on display to the public eye. Some fans were just happy to see some new GTA content for the first time since GTA 5 was released, about 9 years prior. Others, though, openly mocked the look and feel of the game. Graphically, the leaked material was not much to look at. People who hadn't the faintest clue how game development works were quick to mock how bad the half-baked game looked, completely missing the obvious that the game was nowhere near finished yet and wasn't supposed to be viewed. Other developers came to Rockstar's rescue by showing development content from their own iconic games. And when the dust settled, all those who made fun of Rockstar by pointing and laughing at something that wasn't ready yet were left feeling rather silly. A plethora of content was revealed to the public, and a lot of information about the game has been pieced together since, such as how the police respond to the player's crimes, how NPCs react to the player, a new inventory system, switching between the characters working pretty much instantaneously, a large amount of new items that the players can use, tools for breaking and entering, tools that will help with stealing cars, medical items like the trauma kit, consumable food items, and weapons like golf clubs. As for the hacker, having reached legal age within their home country of the UK, Aryan Kurtaj, who was 17 at the time when they infiltrated Rockstar, is standing trial for 12 offenses in all. These charges include 3 counts of blackmail, 2 counts of fraud, and 6 counts of breaching the Computer Misuse Act, an act of the UK Parliament that regulates what is and isn't kosher when it comes to using computers. Kurtaj has been assessed by psychiatrists as, quote, unfit to stand trial. A jury in the UK will no longer be determining whether or not Kurtaj is guilty. Instead, they will determine whether or not he committed the crimes he is being charged with. A second teenager that hasn't been named yet is also being charged in connection with the hacker group, facing a similar roster of charges. They, however, had nothing to do with the hack at Rockstar but were connected to Lapsus. Thus ends the tale of those who fucked around and found out. If you want to find the material yourself, it is out there. We can't condone you going looking for it or tell you where to find it, as it is copyrighted material, and it is being constantly removed from sites that publish it. But the internet is forever. And no matter how hard any of us try, stuff can't be scrubbed away so easily. Be careful what you post, kids. So there you have it. A shit ton of stuff that's out there already about a game still in the throes of development. GTA 6 is rumored to be released in 2024-2025-ish. A trailer is hopefully due to drop later this year, but don't hold your breath. If you go in expecting delays, then you'll be pleasantly surprised about an early release, rather than disappointed by missed deadlines. These AAA projects take time, and the more time spent, the more we can be sure of a good quality product on release. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more GTA content, then give us a thumb. Give us a sub. Give your data to the sentient lines of code we call AI, God. Rhythm and their all-knowing wisdom will feed you entertaining content to keep you glued to your screen. Become one with us.